As humans, we consider ourselves to be the pinnacle of life as we know it. But even on this planet, the characteristics that we consider most human are not even ours alone. It turns out, we're not so different.
Self-sacrifice is the precept that man needs to serve others in order to justify his existence, that man must work for others, concern himself with others, or be responsible for them. That is the role of a sacrificial object.
Selflessness is righteousness. It embraces the true spirit of companionship. It is the very essence of friendship. It is the portrayer of true love and oneness in humanity.
Love and compassion are necessities. They are not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive.
Its reward is the freeing of the soul.
Is altruism and self-sacrifice something only human beings are capable of? Something that requires a soul, whatever that is? Or like some similar behavior in simpler species, is it just the product of genes, chemistry, and physical mechanisms, and junk and stuff? These are dictosteliids. They're a family of single-cell amoeba with surprisingly complex behavior. Each cell is a distinct organism, but under certain conditions they are miraculously cooperative. When nutrients are plentiful, they all do their own thing. They spend their lives absorbing food and multiplying, just like people do. But when conditions change and there isn't enough to go around, they start to behave more interestingly. Starving cells will start excreting this small molecule chemical attractant hormone stuff, which can be sensed by receptors on the cell surface of nearby amoebae. The cells begin migrating toward its source, up the concentration gradient. When each dictosteliid senses the hormone, they start producing it themselves. So the signal amplifies as more and more of them sense and start excreting this chemical messenger molecule. The population of migrating cells compresses and relaxes in waves that move out from the most concentrated source of chemoattractant. Since they move faster when a higher chemical concentration is detected, this groovy pattern emerges. The aggregating amoeba form a sort of slug thing, made up of thousands of individuals. This glob of cooperating organisms moves together as a cohesive unit. The physical location of each one, relative to the rest of the group, causes them to undergo genetic changes that will later determine their fate. When the group stops, it gets even cooler and more socially complex. They construct themselves into a tower, made up of a base, a stalk, and a bud at the top. The amoebae at the top will form spores, so that they might be carried to a more nutrient-rich environment. About a fifth of them won't have this chance though. They die to form the stalk. They sacrifice their lives so that some of their amoeba homies might live. It seems a little cold to compare all of the intricacy of human altruistic behavior to these simple, single-celled things, whose behavior we pretty much understand at a basic chemical level, especially since we don't even know how our own brains work, really. But in a very real way, these little amoeba show altruistic behavior like the most exemplary of humans. Giving up your life for another.